I think that when we talk about the Montessori curriculum, it's because we want to satisfy the academic world. Montessori was not concerned about the academic world. Montessori was concerned about how to make children happy. She gave the children a place to live. That's the reality. A place where they could live and they could act and they could really feel safe, and that they would acquire certain conditions for character development, which are really self-confidence, feeling self-value, a strong character, and a wonderful personality. We know now, and she knew on that time, that the personality of human beings get established the first 6 years of life. So what she did was, what do I give to the personality of the child? Really, the environment is really to create an environment in which the child can create himself as his own personality. And we will not substitute his personality, he will create his own personality. So when we talk about curriculum, it's many times to satisfy the academic world or the educational world. But if you think about a prepared environment, a primary prepared environment, where I feel like the prepared environment is like if you do like the alphabet, but this is the alphabet of life. You see, in the alphabet, you have 26 letters, and you can make thousands of words, right? A person maybe in your university, you will use 60,000 words made out with 26 letters, right? Just the basic, that's it. Well, a prepared environment, a primary prepared environment, is the alphabet for life. The alphabet for life, because what do you need for life? What do you need to be able to adapt to this world? And to adapt to this world, you need, first of all the things that you have for practical life, because you need to be able to maintain, to repair, to embellish your environment and your person and your relationships. So that's the daily thing that we do. We still have to wash our teeth, wash our head, wash our clothes, make our own food. So those are the daily activities that we do frequently. That's part of the alphabet of life. The other one would be the intellectual part. Everything that we have in our mind comes through our senses, all our senses. There is nothing, if you do not hear the language from your ear and your auditory system does not work, it does not go to your cerebral cortex and you cannot emit any words. Your speech and your ear, both things are totally connected. But without the brain, you don't have anything. So she also had all the materials to develop and to enrich and educate all the senses. Why? Because the senses are very important. So the senses are extremely important the first 6 years of life, because we know the child goes through sensitive periods, which are now called windows of opportunities, in which if the child does not have access to certain things, he will not learn them. Or he will learn them later with more difficulty, like my English. I did not learn it when I was young, right? So it's the same thing. Children will absorb language, but those windows of opportunity close. So she gives all this possibility for the child to adapt not only to the environment, but also to adapt to concepts that we use, geometric concepts, arithmetic concepts, concepts about length, about dimensions, about colors, about different odors, different tastes. So you give the child the basic. We don't give everything. She says, I'm just giving a key to the world through your senses. But what she's doing is making those senses to be so educated so the child can perceive things more clear. Now, if you perceive things more clear, you can make better choices. And if you can make better choices, you're more intelligent, right? Because choices is a matter of intelligence. So she also has the sensorial material. What other aspects are we use in the world today? Well, we use language. We use communication. So instead of having the language area to teach only reading and writing, she developed the language area in such a way that the child is really strong in his personality. It's not language that we're involved. It's self-expression. Self-expression because the child can express himself by means of talking, by means of writing, and he can also read what other people express. So he has a conversation with other people. So he can use silent communication and oral communication, and that's why we give reading and writing. But the most important that I see for language is that the child can also have an internal dialogue. You're giving words for the child to have an internal dialogue at an age in which the child is still confused because he's born in a world that he cannot understand. He needs to make sense of the world. So how he will do it? By learning language. So we give all the language. And we give it in such a way that it just follows exactly the language development that nature has put on the child. Exactly the same development. And what about mathematics? Well, we are born with a mathematical mind. And so mathematics is the most simple thing to understand when you do it in a concrete way, in a concrete manner. So she's giving the alphabet of life. In life, you will need mathematics, language, your senses have to be very developed to be able to understand everything, and the practical aspects of life so you can live a happy life. So, of course, with all that, of course, she enriched with culture. We have geography, we have history, we have science, we have art, we have music, but all is in a group. It is not separated by subjects. The child lives that because that's daily life. I think that if any adult will write what they do during the day, you're doing all these things every day. You need language for communication. You have to know how much time do I need to take a bath so I can get on time to my work, how many miles I need to drive, how much money I'm going to use, how much money do I have to pay for the gas. So we do that constantly every day. That's the alphabet of life. But we give the basic, because if you understand the basic, your life is easier. Now, I have 4 children and 11 grandchildren, and I have seen what has been their lives. And they are very normal human beings, but they are happy people. And I think that one of the main things about a Montessori environment, we want happy, healthy children.